Conference Liberty Division baseball game between the Boyertown Bears and your Norristown Eagles.
Focus.
We would like to take this time to recognize our seniors as they take the field for the last time today at home. Our first senior is Antonio Gorman, number 7. Antonio is escorted on the field today by his mother. His postseason graduations are to attend Montgomery County Community College to play baseball and study business management. His best baseball memory is the 10-run ruling at our last Latchall baseball game versus Pope John Paul. His final thoughts: he would like to thank his teammates who are like family and for making him a better person and a better player. Number 7, Antonio Dunn. Our next player, number 16, Tyler Gorman. He is escorted today by his mother Brenda, father James, and stepfather Brian. His post-graduation plans are to attend Montgomery County Community College and major in exercise science and wellness, along with health and fitness. His best baseball memory is playing varsity all 4 years of high school with some of his best bros and going out after win or lose. Final thoughts: he would like to thank his coaches throughout the years, his friends for always showing love and support, his dad and Brian for all their good advice and support. Last but not least, his mom for always being there on and off the field, never missing one of his games. Tyler Gorman. Number 18, Matt Hahn, escorted onto the field by his mom and dad. Post-graduation plans: study criminal justice at Monco and graduate the police academy and become a police officer. His best baseball memory: their last game at Latchall when we beat Pope John Paul 10-0. Final thoughts: he would like to thank all the coaches for helping me develop my skills throughout the years. Also, a special thank you to Coach Houston for helping me regain my confidence this year. Number 18, Matt Hahn. Number 5, Patrick O'Brien, being escorted onto the field today by his Nana. Post-graduation plans: play baseball at Alvernia University and major in athletic training. His best baseball memory is playing under the lights at Latchall. Final thoughts for today: I want to thank my parents, grandparents, and coaches for helping me to be the best player and person I can be. And number 5, Patrick O'Brien. Our next senior, number 23, Nick Chiodo. Nick is walked on the field today by his mom and dad. Post-graduation plans: he'll be continuing his academic and baseball career at Immaculata University. His best baseball memory: when we beat Upper Perk on their senior night and coach went crazy. Final thoughts: I would like to thank my teammates, coaches, and family for the opportunities I have been given. I'd also like to wish them luck on their journeys to come. Number 23, Nick Chiodo. Our final senior tonight, number 22, Dominick Prieto. Dom is escorted today by his mom, Tracy, and father, Mike. His post-graduation plans are to attend Kutztown University to play baseball and major in physical therapy or sports medicine. His best baseball memory: beating Methacton this year or hitting a home run in his first pack at bat. Final thoughts: I would like to thank my parents for constantly supporting me on and off the field. If it wasn't for them, I don't know where I would be. I would like to thank my older brothers, Mike and Alex. They turned me into the highly competitive player I am today. I would like to thank all of my coaches through my years at Norristown, especially Coach Sturgeon, Houston, and Coach Brett. They dealt with my shenanigans both in games and practices. I would also like to thank Coach Campbell. He was a great mentor my freshman year and continued to help me both on and off the field throughout high school. Lastly, I would like to thank my teammates. And to the future seniors, don't ever quit or give up no matter how hard things get. Number 22, Dominick Prieto. One last round of applause for our Eagles seniors.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Norristown High School for tonight's senior game as Norristown bids adieu to their senior players, and they host the Boyertown Bears, powerhouse in baseball in the Pac-10 and in the state, winners of several state championships over the course of the last several years. And a familiar sight, a strike from Dom Prieto to start the game. Norristown, of course, coming off a very impressive game at Latchroff McCarthy Stadium where they pounded PJP 9-0. Game ended after 5 innings. Prieto starts Davis with a fastball curveball, so quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Fastball misses high and away, one ball and 2 strikes.
Don't fall, Tunes, don't fall. Straight downhill.
Prieto, who at Latchroff McCarthy Stadium did just about everything a person could do to help his team. Pitched 5 shutout innings, only 2 runners reached base. Also narrowly missed a home run as it ball at the top of the wall and left. And a bender grounded to Tyler Gorman. Gorman gloves, throws in time, and 1 up, 1 down. And that'll bring up Derek Basil. Basil center fielder. As he'll try to get things going for the Boyertown Bears. Bears atop the standings in the Pac-10 this year. As we mentioned earlier, always a strong team and always going to be in the thick of it when it comes to the Pac-10 championship. But Norristown has proven throughout the year, despite their record, they can hang with some of the best teams in the league. A very impressive win over Methacton a few weeks ago. And certainly this would go down as one again. Prieto from the windup and the pitch. Misses just off the outside corner. Looked pretty good. And that pitch is over for a strike. Prieto can dial it up there. 86, 87 miles an hour, of course. Senior bound for Kutztown in the fall. And misses just away. And Basil's on with a 1-out walk. That'll bring up Billy Coleman. Coleman, catcher for the Boyertown Bears, hitting the 3-hole today. Prieto, of course, now from the stretch with a runner on and 1 out. Quick throw over the first. Prieto does have quick feet. Nearly picked off a runner the other day at PJP. Chiodo just couldn't quite hold on to the baseball. And there's the feet again. Sure, Boyertown is well aware. Going to have to pay close attention. And 3 in a row. So it looks like we're ready to go now as Coleman digs in. Prieto gets his sign and comes with a pitch. Ground to the third. They get 1. The relay is in time, a double play. So impressive 5-4-3 double play. And Prieto faces the minimum here in the top of the first. We'll head to the bottom of the first, no score. Michael on base shutout in.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it, still 5-0?
They were top 9, 5-0. I don't know. I was just thinking of that earlier. And so now Norristown with their opportunity here in the bottom of the first. Boyertown was retired in order, albeit via the 5-4-3 double play. But it'll be Tyler Gorman trying to get things going for Norristown as they face Nolan Klein, hard-throwing right-hander for the Bears. Klein, the Bears' best pitcher so far this year, as he's been the home of a Boyertown team that has a 10-5 record and sits in third place in the Liberty Division. And he starts Gorman with a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Here's the windup and the 0-1 pitch. Popped him up. Playable on the infield, and doing what a good center fielder does, Derek Basil makes the call and the catch. Always easier coming in for the ball than going out. And good communication by the Bears leads to the first out of the inning. Pat O'Brien batting in the 2-hole for Norristown today. And he takes a ball low and away. O'Brien playing right field. As Klein gets his sign, and he comes with a 1-0 pitch. Curveball catches the inside corner, evens the count of 1-1. Just like both pitchers today feature fastball, curveball. Certainly, with a good look here right behind the plate, both of them definitely have good movement on that curveball. Slow roll to shortstop, gloved and thrown and in time. And O'Brien is retired for the second out of the inning. So that'll bring up Dominick Prieto. As he will come up to the plate with 2 outs and nobody on base. No score, just underway here at the Norristown High School facility. Makes the fastball a little bit low. 1-0. Klein gets his sign from Coleman. Here's the windup and the 1-0. That ball is grounded to third, bobbled, picked up and thrown and dug out by Cole Hertzler there at third base. So Nolan Klein faces 3 batters, retires all 3. We'll go to the top of the second, no score. So we are just about ready to get underway here in the top of the second. No score as both pitchers with an efficient first inning. Dom Prieto, phase 3, got a double play on a 5-4-3 double play started by Jimmy Keys to Antonio Dunn to Nick Chiodo. And a pop-up and a couple of ground balls, as we've seen good defense on both sides, hence our 0-0 score. And a fastball misses just off the inside corner through the cleanup hitter. As Shane Harks tries to get something started for the Bears here in top of the second. Here's the windup and the pitch. Grounded down the first base line, just foul. Count evens at 1-1. As the lefty has a little bit of power this year. Here's the windup, and the 1-1 is a curveball and a beauty. Big slow bender by Dom Prieto, and Horrocks is in the hole. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And a quick time called by Horrocks to try to get Prieto out of his rhythm, it seemed. When things are going well for Dom, he wants to move and move quickly. He gets his sign. Here's the 1-2. A little bit low. Count evens at 2-2. That is a method seen often in the pros when things are going well for a pitcher. Step out, get them off their rhythm. Now the windup and the 2-2 pitch. High heat, misses. So the count is run full for the 4-hole hitter, Shane Horrocks. So we'll see what Prieto and Levine come up with. Here's the 3-2. Curveball hit out in between left center field, and it's going to fall for a hit. And coming in with a double is going to be Horrocks. Is not a great route taken out there in left center, and more hitting the no man's land. It's going to be a leadoff double for Horrocks. So 1 on, nobody out here. As that'll bring up Harrison. So runner at second, and clearly squaring the bunt is Harrison, trying to get that run to the third with less than 2 outs, and he hits him. And clearly got away from Prieto. The base was open, but certainly did not want to do that. And slow to get up is Harrison, as looks like he took that right off the thigh. Prieto clearly concerned with the runner, and obviously no intent there. And Dom plays the game the right way and is certainly concerned with the health of Harrison right now, as Harrison squared to bunt, and Prieto wanted to make it a little easy on him, or harder on him, and gives him a little pound as he heads to first base. And gingerly heading down there will be Harrison. So Boyertown has 2 on, nobody out. And Dennis Flynn's going to take a little bit of a walk down, make sure the Boyertown player is okay. Baseball players, obviously, not quite as tough as hockey players, but they're tough guys. And I'm sure he doesn't want to come out of the game, and Dennis Flynn doing his job, just double checking to ensure he is healthy enough to remain. And it looks like Flynn is satisfied. He'll get his newly renovated golf cart off the field. The taxpayers of East, West, Norton, and Norristown want to know where their money is going. Check it out right there. Look at that blue machine that he has right there. Wow. So now the designated hitter is Savage, and he also squares to bunt. And Prieto misses a little bit low, and you can see the clear MO of the Boyertown Bears now, here to play a little bit of small ball. They get a good feeling if they can get a run or two on the board that Nolan Klein is in business here. And ball is bunted foul. That'll even the count at 1-1. So a steady diet of fastballs from Prieto to make it more difficult for the Boyertown Bears here to get this bunt in play. We'll see if they keep it on. And they certainly will, as squaring the bunt right away is Yasavage. And he gets it down, and it's a beauty. And throw over the first is past the first baseman. And the Boyertown Bears are going to get on the scoreboard. As coming around the score was Horrocks, moving on to third, Harrison. And just like that, the Bears have a 1-0 lead. From this particular angle, it certainly looked like there's a chance that ball might have rolled foul. And forcing the DH to bunt with 2 strikes certainly would have been an issue, but throw got away from the second baseman, Dunn, who was covering. And Boyertown leads 1-0. Curveball right down the middle for a ball. That's exactly what you just heard, right down the middle for a ball. Now that one misses high. So the count is 2-0. So Cole Horscher, the first baseman. As Norristown looking for an out. The fastball blows it by him. 2 balls and a strike. Prieto gets his sign. And here's the pitch. That is cued down the first base line, and it comes back into play. Norristown's going to get an out on it, but some strange spin on that ball, as it certainly looked like it was going to head foul. And an RBI ground out for Hertzler, and it's 2-0 Boyertown.
Go now, reset, let's go.
So important now for Prieto here to try to limit the damage, as he will face the 8-hole hitter, pitcher Nolan Klein, with a runner in scoring position. Curveball is a beauty. So 0-1 to Nolan Klein. And another beauty. I guess it misses inside. Prieto wanted it, as we have yet to define the strike zone today so far. And one thing each pitcher wants, just consistency along the board. Not sure we've had that just yet. And he gets the call right there, much to the chagrin of Nolan Klein. So a ball and 2 strikes as Prieto looks to get out of this inning. And that ball is ripped to center field, and coming in to make the play, well, it's going to be Ryan Rushik. It bounces in front of him. The runner there did not get a good jump, as there's 2 outs. Except only 1 out. But still, Prieto can see his way out of this inning, as he will face the 9-hole hitter, left fielder Sean Sutterly. And something we've seen Boyertown do that PJP was not able to do the other night was to stay on that curveball from Prieto, as there's a lot of movement on it. And here's a bunt. Prieto's off to make the play. He'll glove, throw over the first, in time for the out. Runner does come in to score. So 3rd run of the inning, and Boyertown leads 3-0. Norristown does get the 2nd out of the inning. And moving up to second base is Nolan Klein. And so back to the top of the lineup. That's Chris Davis, the shortstop. Grounded out to start this game. Fouls one back and out of play. And that ball is ripped to center field, and that's going to be a base hit. They're going to wave the runner, and throw just goes into second base. And an RBI single for Davis, and it's now 4-0 Boyertown. As a nice piece of 2-out hitting, and what they're doing is just hitting the ball where it's pitched. As we've seen carbon copy singles dead up the middle, lined in front of the center fielder Ryan Rushik. as a 4 spot put up by Boyertown. Never when you want to see a crooked number. So Derek Basil now, center fielder. He grounds one to Dunn. Should be an easy play. Dunn gloves and throws in time for the out. And that'll retire the side, but not before Boyertown puts a 4 spot up here in the top of the second. We'll go to the bottom half, 4-0 Bears. The bottom half of the second inning is 4-0 Boyertown. And be Nick Chiodo leading off for the Eagles as the Bears just put up 4 runs in the top half of the inning. And they did it by playing small ball, a couple of singles, some shoddy play in the infield, bit of bad luck, and boom, 4-0. So Klein is going to get the first out recorded on a foul out as Chiodo fouls out to third baseman Sean Sutterly for the first out of the inning. So Klein has retired the 4 first batters he has faced so far today. That'll bring up center fielder Ryan Rushik as he tries to get something going for Norristown. Norristown yet to get a base runner. And Rushik hits it hard, but right at third baseman Harrocks. And he throws in plenty of time. The Norristown making good contact, just unable to find the holes right now. And quickly, 2 outs recorded for Klein and the Bears. And that'll bring up Antonio Dunn, the short-handed second baseman for the Eagles. And the Eagles look for a little 2-out magic, try to claw their way back in this game. Still a lot of time. And Norristown very aggressive so far as they have gone after a lot of first pitches. As Klein from the windup, the 0-1. A little bit low for a ball. Yeah, the windup in the 1-1. That is a curveball and hit the second base, knocked down by Babb. Can't get it out of his glove. And Dunn's going to be safe at first. We'd have to wait for the official scoring on that, as it was a tough play, but I have just been notified by the official scorer that it will be an error charged to Brock Babb there at second base. So the Eagles still looking for their first hit. As it's Jimmy Keys now with a chance to try to move a runner up. And he takes a fastball a little bit low. And if anything, at least this extends the pitch count for Nolan Klein. And pitcher's limited to a certain number of pitches. And now we have a Great play there on a foul pop-up. As that was number 32, Cole Hertzler, the first baseman, who made a over-the-shoulder catch on a high pop-up. Would have been foul, but it gets the Bears out of the inning, so we'll head to the top of the third. Still 4-0 Boyertown. So just about ready to get things going here, top of the third inning. Boyertown leads 4-0 as Dominick Prieto, 3 up, 3 down in the first, ran into a little bit of trouble there in the second. And he starts Coleman with a curveball. Had Coleman bailing out a little bit, but Boyertown again has stayed right on that bender and hit some balls hard. Misses just outside. So a ball and a strike to Billy Coleman. Coleman, the catcher for Boyertown. 1-1. And that catches the outside corner. So a ball and 2 strikes. Prieto will wind up in the pitch. Blew him away with a fastball on the inside corner as Coleman is retired, first out of the inning. And that'll bring up Shane Horrocks, the third baseman. Horrocks doubled to lead off the second, came around the score on an error. Norristown threw the ball away at first base, scored the first run of the game for the Bears, and he fouls one back and out of play. So aggressiveness on both sides. We've seen a number of players go after the first pitch today. As I mentioned earlier, that pitch count is limited to 100. And there's a ground ball to first base. Staying down on it is Chiodo, and he'll win the race to the bag, and that's the second out of the inning. So around the horn they'll go, and Prieto looking for another clean inning. But to do so, he'll have to get by Harrison, who is a right fielder. Of course, he was hit by a pitch earlier, and he takes the curveball over for a strike. He squared the bunt in the bottom half of the second. Prieto hit him, looked like what maybe had been in the upper thigh. Took him a little bit of time, but he did make it to first base. And after a brief conversation with Norristown High School athletic trainer Dennis Flynn, he remained in the game and eventually came around the score later that inning. But Dom's got the jump on him right now. No balls and 2 strikes. He gets his sign from Levine. The pitch. Blew him away. High heat. And that'll do it for the Bears in the third, as a very strong inning for Prieto. We'll go to the bottom half. 4-0 Boyertown. tomorrow is at the East Orange Township building. Is there a scoreboard back there or no? I haven't back there in years. Do they have a body court there? We are ready to start the bottom half of the third inning that sees Boyertown out to an early 4-0 lead. As Matt Hahn is the leadoff hitter, he swings at a pitch and fouls it back. Norristown staying aggressive, but again, that pitch counts up to 100 before a pitcher has to be removed. Nolan Klein has yet to reach 20, and we are in the bottom half of the third inning. So looks like he's going to be around for the long haul today. And he misses with a curveball. So count evens at 1-1. As Hahn, the left fielder for Norristown. Norristown in dire need of a base runner to get a little emotion going. And that ball is ripped up the middle for a base hit. A good piece of hitting by Matt Hahn as he drills that fastball right back at the pitcher and in the center field for a base hit. And he's a leadoff base runner. That'll bring up Don Prieto's Barity mate, Elijah Levine. Here's a stretch in the pitch, and a curveball is a beauty. Caught the outside corner, 0-1. So 0-1 to Elijah Levine. And he stays on a curveball, grounds it to third base, and they're not going to be able to turn two, as it looked like the second baseman, Brock Babb, had a little bit of trouble getting the ball out of his glove. I don't know that he would have turned two anyway, but they do get the lead runner, and that at least turns the Norristown, the lineup over for Norristown, as they get back to the top of the lineup with Tyler Gorman now. Gorman popped out to start the game. His second at bat versus Nolan Klein. And that ball is ripped to center field, but right at the center fielder, Derek Basil. He makes the plays. He barely had to move. So a bit unfortunate there was Tyler Gorman hit it right on the nose, but right at the center fielder. As for the second out of the inning. Now Pat O'Brien, as he'll look to do a little bit of two-out damage. A promising inning. Still now sees an Eagle runner at first base, but with 2 outs. Haven't had a chance to get the running game going today. And a slow curveball taken for a strike by O'Brien. Looks over to first base and comes with a pitch. Misses just a little bit low. Count evens at 1-1. As Levine gets his lead. The pitch cued into the outfield, and that's going to be caught. And they're going to call him out. Yes, Derek Basil with an excellent play as he records the last 2 outs of the inning for Boyertown. So Norristown just a bit unlucky so far today as they hit some balls on the nose, but some good defense, better defense we should say, by Boyertown. So we'll go to the top of the fourth. The score stays 4-0 Boyertown. So, top of the 4th inning. The Bears scored their 4 runs in the 2nd. Prieto came back with an extremely strong 3rd inning. And he'll look and continue that momentum, and he starts with a curveball, and he gets the call on the outside corner. As it is Savage, the designated hitter. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes on the DH. Savage was asked to bunt his first time up. And he cues one. And charging is Gorman. Gloves, throws in time for the out. Nice play by Tyler Gorman. And first out of the inning is recorded. Now to bring up first baseman Cole Hertzler. So 5 straight batters retired by Prieto. And out in front of a curveball, but not swinging, is Cole Hertzler. So 1 ball and no strike to the Boyertown first baseman. Prieto gets his sign from Levine. Here's the pitch. And that is a called strike, so regardless whether or not that bat crossed the plate or not, count evens at 1-1. Here's the windup and the 1-1 pitch. Just off the inside corner. And Hertzler barely flinched at all on that inside pitch. There's the windup. Curveball misses just a bit high. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Hitters count here for the first baseman for Boyertown, as he'll look for something to drive. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Misses inside. So a 1-out walk. And that brings up pitcher Nolan Klein.
Take it away, take it away.
Klein singled to center his first time up. Scored a run. As with 1 out, we've seen Boyertown be very efficient moving runners and going station to station and getting them in. But with 1 out, I doubt that Nolan Klein's going to bunt. It is a hit and run, and it is cued out to center field, and it's going to fall for a hit. And it's that kind of day right now for Norristown, as everything Boyertown gets to the outfield seems to find dirt. And Norristown finds a glove of a Boyertown player, as that ball was not well hit, but Ryan Rushik did not get a great read on that and was unable to come in and make the play. So 2 out, and then 2 on and 1 out. And Prieto clearly a little upset there. I think more just angry at the luck than anything else, as he made a good pitch. But sometimes you line out, sometimes you hit a little squibbler for a base hit. So important for Prieto to reset here, and he starts number 29, Sean Sutterly, with a curveball. He's over for a strike. So 0-1 to Sutterly. And Sutterly swings and misses at a good fastball, as Prieto's all business right now. Runners take their lead. Prieto gets his sign. And swinging and missing, and striking out is Sean Sutterly, as Prieto makes quick work of the 9-hole hitter. That'll turn the lineup over. As shortstop Chris Davis now. 1 for 2 so far today. He comes up now with an opportunity to increase Boyertown's lead. And Boyertown, again, got 4 runs in the 2nd and threatening again. But Prieto starts Davis with a curveball on the outside corner. 0-1. That fastball misses low. Count evens at 1-1. Now Prieto with a 1-1. And that's going to be a base hit to left field. And they are going to wave the runner. And coming in, there's going to be a play at the plate. And safe is number 32, Cole Hertzler as he ran into Elijah Levine, as Levine was blocking the plate, but certainly the runner has a right to that plate. He beat the throw, so regardless, nothing Levine could do. But that is the 5th run of the inning, and frustrated Prieto still needs to see his way out. There's 2 more Boyertown runners in scoring position right now. Center fielder Derek Basil, who made a terrific play in the bottom of the 3rd to end the inning. He tries to keep the rally going. Squares the bunt, pulls back. 2 balls and no strike to the Boyertown Bears center fielder. Base is open, but no way they're going to pitch around him to get to 3-hole hitter, as that ball misses just off the outside corner. And Prieto's thrown his 62nd pitch so far tonight. And his 63rd pitch is ball 4. That loads the bases. So that'll load the bases. And Billy Coleman, the catcher, is going to come up. And he's got 3 ducks on the pond. Prieto comes. Fastball. Oh, sorry, curveball. Misses away. It looked like Prieto was going to see his way out of this inning, but line single by Davis. Walk to Basil. There's a good curveball right there. Count of 1-1. Got to keep Norristown within shouting distance right here. They have put the ball in play. Big swing and miss at a fastball. So Prieto just a pitch of getting out of this. Unfortunately, he is approaching the high 60s in his pitch count. Be tough to get more than another inning, maybe 2 out of him. That fastball is high. Evens the count of 2-2. Now Prieto comes from the stretch, steps off. Want to keep the runner honest there at second base, as he is able to get a pretty good lead. But we have time called. It's a shame because it was a nice pitch, but time called by Billy Coleman. So we'll reset. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bases are loaded, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Foul back and out of play. So the count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Prieto, the stretch and the pitch. Misses high. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runners will be off. Nowhere to put them. So he's got to come in with a strike. And he hits him. As it gets away from Prieto. And coming in the score is a pinch runner. And now up to the plate is going to be Shane Horrocks. So it's now a 6-0 Bear lead. And a visit to the mound now for Prieto, who's case of wildness here in the latter half of the top of this 4th inning. So quick pep talk there, and we're ready to roll. But the bases remain loaded. There are 2 outs. We're in the top of the 4th. It's 6-0 Boyertown. And that ball is ripped into right center field, and coming in and not making the play is Rushik. Couldn't slide and make the play. Going to lead to 2 more runs. As Basil and Davis come in to score, and it is now an 8-0 Boyertown lead. Clean single right there, and Rushik tried to slide and make a basket catch, unable to do so.
Go, dig down, let's go. Dig down. Okay, let's go.
And Ball misses inside, and some disdain on the look there, as they didn't like the inside pitch there, thinking maybe Dom is taking a little bit of his frustration out. As Harrison was already hit by a pitch earlier today. And they don't care about that runner stealing second. Certainly not with an 8-0 lead and base open now. We just want to try to find our way out of the inning. That curveball's in the dirt. Prieto, the stretch and the pitch, and that's in the dirt as well, and it's clearly just off rhythm right now. And it looks like his footing was a little bit off there. Base is open, but we want to go after Harrison. And not sure where that was. And that is ball 4, as the umpire had to double check himself. So another walk for Prieto, and that loads the bases now for Savage, the designated hitter. That is now 8-0 Boyertown. 4 in the second, and 4 so far here in the fourth. And Savage fouls one back and out of play. That curveball, big swing and a miss. So Prieto one pitch away again from getting out of the inning. And a big swing and a miss by the DH Savage, and that'll do it. But the damage is done. 4 more runs for Boyertown, and we will head to the bottom of the fourth. It's 8-0 Bears. The bottom of the fourth inning, Boyertown out in front, 8-0, and Don Prieto leads it off for the Eagles here, as they'll try to get things going for Norristown. Norristown's had 1 base runner so far today. Now here's the windup and the pitch. That ball is fouled back and out of play, as Prieto had a good cutter to fastball. Prieto digs in. Klein comes with the 0-1 pitch. Misses a little bit low, 1-1. Now here's the windup. Curveball grounded up the middle and knocked down, but it's going to be a base hit. Nice job by shortstop Chris Davis to knock the ball down, but was not going to throw out Prieto as he made good contact there. And he's the leadoff base runner. And now Nick Chiodo, as Norristown tries to get their own rally started. They've hit some balls hard today. Unfortunately, right at Boyertown Bears. Boyertown has played excellent defense. But the baseball gods have certainly not been wearing blue and white today. So Chiodo ahead in the count, 1-0. Pops one up center field, and making the play is Derek Basil, as he's been a busy man out there today. That'll be the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Ryan Rushik. Rushik, the center fielder. He's also had an active day out there. Unfortunately, the balls have just been out of reach. So 1 on, 1 out. Klein stares over at Prieto. Now is the pitch, and it's a curveball, and it misses high. If it's a 2-1, 3-2 game, maybe you think about sending Prieto here, but down 8. Unless the ball gets away from Billy Coleman, you got to think he's playing it there at first base. And that curveball misses inside. And Rushik doing something not many Norristown kids have done so far today, and that's make Klein throw a few pitches, as he has thrown the bare minimum so far through 4 1/3. That ball is ripped into the hole, and that's going to be a base hit. So now 2 on, 1 out. Solid single there for Ryan Rushik. And that's going to bring up Antonio Dunn. So the Eagles' second baseman try to keep this hit parade going, as Billy Coleman comes out to have a word with Nolan Klein, go over how they're going to work Dunn and future Eagles this inning. As Klein in his first bit of a struggle so far. First time the Eagles have had 2 runners on base. Just 1 out now. So here's the pitch. That ball is cued in the right field, and making the play is Sutterly. So second out of the inning is recorded, and again on the first pitch. And that'll bring up Jimmy Keys. So Keys with 2 on and 2 out, as Norristown threatening for the first time today. Swing and a miss at a fastball. The 0-1. Down the outside corner for a strike, so Keys quickly in the hole, 0-2. And Klein 1 pitch away from seeing his way out of this 4th inning. Prieto gets his lead off a second. Rushik off a first. Here's the 0-2. Popped him up. Playable. And second baseman Brock Babb makes the call and makes the catch, and that'll do it. So the Eagles threatened, but unable to score here in the 4th. We'll go to the 5th. It's 8-0 Boyertown. Top of fifth inning, 8-0 Boyertown, and some changes for Norristown. His new pitcher is going to be Tyler Gorman. Dominick Prieto peruses out into center field. Some changes on the infield as well. We'll tell you about them later. And it looks like Gabriel Tello in there at third base. Pat O'Brien now playing short. So curveball misses just inside. 0-1 to Cole Hertzler. And here's the 1-0. And that catches the inside corner. So 1 ball and 1 strike to the Bear first baseman. And here's Gorman's pitch. That's in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. Now Gorman's windup, 2-1. That ball is crushed, but way foul down the left field line. The count evens at 2-2. And ball is taken low, and count is run full. And Gorman from the windup and the 3-2 pitch. Cued, fouls it. Went off the shin, it looks like. And it's going to take Hertzler a second to walk this off. And not much you can do about that. Even if you wear a shin guard, it's got some spot to catch you in. He's having a laugh with Elijah Levine. As takes a second to walk that off. And it doesn't look like he was wearing a shin guard, so that's baseball on bone, and that is unpleasant regardless of your age. So the umpire giving him a minute to get his bearings, and we're ready to roll. As back to a 3-2 count. As Gorman gets his sign, and he comes with a 3-2. That's grounded foul down the third base line. And again, he's moving pretty gingerly. You get the ball on the ground. If an infielder knocks it down, you got to think you have a pretty good opportunity to throw him out. Gorman from the stretch. And he misses high and away. And gingerly making his way down the first base will be Hertzler. And that brings up pitcher Nolan Klein, who's thrown 4 scoreless innings so far, and he's also done some damage at the plate. And promptly we get a pinch runner now, as Hertzler is going to go back and nurse that sore shin for a little while. And that is something that may take a little while to heal. Now 1 on, nobody out. Gorman will come from the stretch now. And he misses inside. As Boyertown's been very disciplined today. Nary do you see them go after a pitch that's not in the strike zone. They're good contact hitters. And there's a ball in the dirt, 2-0. As not a lot of super hard hit balls off Prieto, but just put in the right spot. Do a good job hitting the ball right back up the middle in the center field. Professional at bats is what you get from these kids, and it's a tough crew. That's why they're always at the top of the standings at the end of the year. As strike thrown there by Gorman. 2-1. As Nolan Klein. A nice day so far. Takes low for a ball, and Gorman having some issues with his control so far. Runner takes his lead off of first. And the 3-0 pitch. That is taken for a strike. Now the stretch and the 3-1. Foul back and out of play, as that is at least the 5th or 6th ball that somebody's going to have to fish off the top of the building. So the count is run full. Now the stretch. 3-2. Runners going, but ball is fouled back and out of play. Right off the top of the Norristown dugout. So the count stays at 3-2. So we'll do it all over again. Runner on first, nobody out. Bears lead 8-0. And missing low. And Klein will go to first. So now 2 on, nobody out. And Gorman will face the 9-hole hitter. And Sean Sutterly, the left fielder, will come out. And they're going to get Klein, pinch runner for Klein as well, as the pitcher will get an opportunity to be a spectator this half of the inning, considering he's going to have to go back out there and pitch. So now Sean Sutterly, 9-hole hitter for Boyertown. The lineup will turn over after this batter, and Gorman comes with a fastball, and Sutterly can't catch up with it. So 0-1. Fastball a little bit low. Count evens at 1-1. Rain has held off so far. There was a few showers in the area. Been a decent day for early May, as we've been fortunate so far. The rain has been large on the weekends. And staying away today. That ball is cued foul. And we're running short of baseballs, all these foul balls. And pitcher finally has one, and umpire gets one from the Norristown bench. So the count's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sean Sutterly. Gorman. Wind up in the pitch. Popped up. And Prieto makes the call, and he makes the catch. First out of the inning. And runner's unable to tag. But now back to the top of the lineup. As shortstop Chris Davis, batting for the 4th time in 5 innings. Of course, with an 8-0 lead, should Boyertown tack 2 more on, Norristown would be forced to score in the bottom half of this inning for the game to continue, much like we saw a little less than a week ago at Latchall McCarthy, when that game ended after just 5 innings. Now a chance to throw out a runner, as the umpire got in the way and prevented that ball from going to the backstop. But Levine unable to get it to Tello in time. So the runners advance. So 1 ball and no strikes to Davis. Gorman, the stretch and the pitch. That's taken a little bit low, so 2-0. Now the 2-0 pitch. That is cued, and that might have been off the foot of Davis, and it was not quite as painful looking as Cole Hertzler's shin shot, but still there'll be some bruises and purple toes by the end of this game. Now the 2-1. That is also cued foul. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Davis gets some encouragement from the Bear bench. Now the stretch and the pitch. This is inside. Count is run full now on Davis. As Gorman 1 pitch away from being in the world of trouble, loading the bases for the 2, 3, and 4-hole hitters for Boyertown. Davis protects and grounds that 1 foul down the third base line. Count stays full. Now the stretch. And that ball is a seed out to center field. Prieto positioned perfectly. He'll make the catch, but coming in to tag and score is the pinch runner, and is now a 9-0 Boyertown lead. But Gorman limits the damage there, and he's one out away, I should say, of at least ensuring we'll see a 6th inning if he can get Derek Basil. So Gorman starts Basil off with a curveball in the dirt, 1-0. And that ball is grounded to first base. Sunday hop there for Chiodo, and he makes the unassisted put-up. So that'll do it as they get 1 off of Gorman in the 5th. We'll go to the bottom half, 9-0 Boyertown. And we are just about ready to start the bottom of the 5th inning. That sees the Boyertown Bears out to a 9-0 lead so far. As Matt Hahn's going to lead it off for Norristown. As the Eagles, just a handful of base runners today. Threatened last inning, 2 on, 1 out. Couldn't get anybody past second base. And Klein, who's been steady all day, thrown strikes and has forced Eagles to put the ball in play. Eagles have certainly hit some balls hard, but been a bit unlucky. And swing and a miss. Count even is at 1-1. As Hahn takes a ball off the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike. Again, Nolan Klein has been very efficient with his pitches so far today. Nowhere near the 100 threshold. So you got to think we're going to see him on the hill for the entire evening. Ground ball to shortstop Chris Davis gloves and throws Hahn out. As ball stayed down there, nice play by Davis. And again, this Boyertown team very well coached and fundamentals. It's just evident on just about every play.
All right, Elijah, here we go, kid. Let's go, rip some. Let's see ahead.
Now Elijah Levine, he grounds another ball to shortstop, and once again Chris Davis stays down, makes the play. So quickly 2 outs. So now Tyler Gorman, who now on the hill for the Eagles, leading off, comes up to the plate in a familiar theme we've heard so far today. An Eagle coming up with 2 outs and nobody on base. And a curveball off the outside corner. So 0-1 to Gorman. That pitch misses away. Count evens at 1-1. So Klein, deliberate worker, and knocking down the ground ball was second baseman Brock Babb, and from his knees he slings it over to first base. And the Eagles are retired, 3 up, 3 down, and we're going to go to the 6th. It's still 9-0 Boyertown.
No, you didn't put nobody in already.
Top of the 6th inning, and Boyertown leads 9-0, and Eagles now using their 3rd pitcher of the evening so far as Pat O'Brien gets the nod to get through this 6th inning, keep the Eagles alive. And a new batter for Boyertown, Meyers, and off the bench takes a fastball off the inside corner, 1-0. If you're just joining us, Boyertown got 4 in the 2nd, 4 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th. And Gabe Tello makes a play over there, but it is past that point of no return where an out can be recorded. And Norristown has threatened just once. They had 2 runners on and 1 out back in the 4th, but unable to get any Eagle to come around and touch home plate. And that leads us where we are right now with Boyertown with a commanding 9-0 lead. So Brian throws a curveball, and it's cued out to left field, and it is going to fall for a base hit. And been that kind of day for Boyertown as the balls have eyes today for the Bears. And he'll be a leadoff base runner. So now Shane Horrocks. And he hits a ground ball underneath the glove of Chiodo. And ball's hit in the right field, and going first to third is going to be Meyers, as Chiodo failed to get any leather on it. It was hit hard, but probably a play that should have been made. We'll wait for the official score. They're going to go E3. As again, the ball was hit hard, but Chiodo didn't have to move too far to make the play. So 2 on, nobody out here in the top of the 6th. As O'Brien now facing Harrison, who's had a tough day physically. Hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning. And missing away is Pat O'Brien. Now the stretch and the pitch. The ball is fouled back and out of play. And nearly another one that found the roof, but this one will be retrieved by a fan. Here's our stretch. And a slow curveball misses away. I think O'Brien come with the velocity that some of these Boyertown guys are used to, and sometimes it's hard to stay back on these pitches. Fastball on the outside corner. So 2 on, nobody out. Here's the pitch. Fouled back off the macadam. I should say off the bricks of the gymnasium. So Bob Davis quick scurry out of the way there as he wanted no part of that foul ball. So O'Brien hitting from the stretch. And that ball is cute foul again. So Harrison getting his money's worth right now. And a fresh supply of baseballs given to the home plate umpire. the stretch, and the pitch. That ball is rifled into right field. Coming in the score is Meyers, and RBI single for Harrison, and it is now a 10-0 Boyertown lead. And the significance of that run, Norristown will be forced to score a run in the bottom half of this inning, or this game will end prematurely. So Brock Babb now, who has played solidly over there at second base for Boyertown today. He comes up with 2 on, nobody out, looking to do damage. Already a 10-0 lead for the Bears. And he takes high and away for a ball. Babb with a nice play to get out of the bottom half of the 5th inning as he knocked down a screaming ground ball and threw from his knees to retire the hitter. And I don't know how many times you see a guy make a good defensive play in the bottom half of one inning, come around and do something good offensively in the top half of the next inning. That's what Babb's trying to do right here. Counts even at 1-1. And over the head of Babb as that pitch gets away from O'Brien. 2 balls and a strike. As we stated earlier, Boyertown comes in with a record of 10-5. Middle of the pack, though, in the Frontier Division. I should say Liberty Division, I believe. Frontier Division. Much like basketball, you have quite a difference in the talent in the 2 leagues. It's Frontier, much stronger. And ball 4 now. And now the bases are loaded. So pinch hitter now, Mahoney Collins steps up, hits a ground ball to Dunn. Shipped over to 1 first, not in time for the double play, and a run does come in to score. And that's going to be the 10th run of the game for Boyertown. Norristown does get an out, unable to turn 2 as Collin got down the line in a hurry. But Norristown now will be forced to score a run. O'Brien misses with his first pitch to Nolan Klein. Nolan Klein batting for the 5th time this evening. He's thrown 5 shutout innings so far, and he'll be looking to keep that momentum going here in the 6th. Takes a fastball on the outside corner. Count evens at 1-1. Klein, the Bears' best pitcher, no surprise that he would line up against Prieto. And he's pitched very well so far today. And a bender's a beauty. So O'Brien's got the jump on Klein. 0-2. Runners at the corners. 1 out. And Boyertown leads 11-0. That ball is ripped into left field as he stayed back on the curveball. 12th run comes in to score. And still just 1 out. 2 on for Boyertown. And Sean Sutterly. And we're going to have a stoppage in play. And it looks like, yeah, they want to get Klein back in this dugout so he can focus on his pitching. And coming in the pinch run will be a Sizik Steve. Now I'm just guessing there when I'm looking at what is written on the scorecard. He's a Boyertown Bear. That's all you need to know. Fastball misses high. Two and 0. As O'Brien have a little bit of trouble finding the strike zone now. Eagles in desperate need of a double play. Subtly in the 9-hole for Boyertown. Hits one to deep right field, and it is off the wall. Prieto's going to play it on a hop. He'll get it in, but not before a run scores. And a double for Subtly. And unlucky 13 for Norristown. And still 2 on and just 1 out. And we turn the lineup back over to Chris Davis, who's made every play at shortstop today for the Bears. There's O'Brien in the pitch. Popped him up, foul back and out of play. Curveball is ripped fair. Down the left field line, that's going to score 2 runs. And going in with a stand-up double is going to be Chris Davis. And it is now 15-0, Boyertown. And we now have a pinch hitter for Derek Basil, as number 40 for Boyertown steps in. I don't have that person's name in front of me. We're going to call him Smith. I was a little bit off. His last name is Waldman. Jared Waldman in now for Boyertown. And he rips a line drive just past the reach of Tello. And it's going to be a hit for Waldman. And O'Brien, unfortunately, getting tattooed here in the top of the 6th. As coming up now is Jonathan Meyers, who started this inning. Meyers started the game on the bench, but as the score has gotten out of control, Boyertown getting their bench players some time. And he takes the fastball high and away. Ball 2. Now the stretch. That ball is a seed to right field, and that is going to be caught. Tagging from third and coming in to score is going to be Davis with the 16th run of the game for Boyertown, but more importantly for Norristown, the second out of the inning. So Shane Horrocks, powerful third baseman, southpaw. And lefty will step in with 2 outs and a runner at first. And he takes the curveball just off the outside corner. 1-0. Fastball misses away. 2-0 to Horrocks. Fouled right back at you. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Shane Horrocks. O'Brien from the set, the pitch. Popped up, foul back and out of play. Count even at 2-2. As Boyertown has gotten 7 runs so far this inning, extended their 9-0 lead to 16. And that ball is caught. Line drive, right at Antonio Dunn. He makes the play, and that'll do it. But Boyertown in the inning. A bunch of hits and 7 runs. So we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 16-0 Bears. So, new pitcher for Boyertown is Trey Savage has been called in to try to finish it. Klein has been taken out after 5 shutout innings. As Boyertown with 7 runs in the top half of this inning, Norristown will need 7 runs themselves to keep this game going to the 7th inning. So it's going to be the 2, 3, 4-hole hitters for Norristown as they try to end this game at least on a positive note. Maybe get a couple of runners to cross home plate and the shutout. So Pat O'Brien now steps in against Trey Savage. Savage features fastball, curveball, and he misses away with a fastball to start. And that ball is fouled back. Count evens at 1-1. As Prieto feeds the ball back to the umpire, waits on deck. Dom started this game. Boyertown got to him in the 2nd and got him out in the 4th. Ball low. 2 balls and a strike to Pat O'Brien. O'Brien, of course, pitched the top half of this inning, let up 7 runs. He swings and misses at a fastball. So count evens at 2-2. Savage, the windup, and the 2-2 pitch. Misses just a bit inside, and the count is run full. Steady diet of fastballs so far from Savage. Got to think that's what O'Brien's going to see here. He does, and it's a strike 3. So on the 3-2 pitch, Savage splits the plate, and that's the first out of the inning for the Eagles. Now Prieto. He is 1 for 2 so far today. It's grounded out and singled back in the 4th. And takes a fastball in the inside corner. And Savage certainly got a little bit of muster on that fastball. But Dom, plenty of power himself. As I look to turn on something here. And missing low. 1 ball and 1 strike. As Prieto had to pitch the hit right there, fouled it back and out of play. He's in the hole. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Hey, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 and 2. Hey, Dom, here you go.
Now you're savage. Wind up in the 1-2. Popped him up. Foul back and out of play. And Prieto's on that fastball. He's gonna try to hit one on the screws. With the power this pitcher provides and the barrel of the bat, anything in the air, you gotta think he's got a chance of getting out of here. And a curveball misses on the outside corner.
Good.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
40%.
Here's the windup in the 2-2. And a strike 3 call. Prieto didn't like it. But on the inside corners, he looks back at the umpire and has a little something to say. So, Eagles maybe down to their last batter as Nick Chiodo steps up to the plate. He'll try to keep the inning and the game alive for the Eagles. And he hit it to the wrong guy as Chris Davis with another opportunity rifles over the first base, and that's going to do it. As the Boyertown Bears, a complete game offensively and defensively as they come on the road and they defeat the Eagles 16-0. For Ian Morris and producer John Doyle, thanks for joining us today. Good evening, folks.